Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas is expected to call for an alternative to U.S.-mediated negotiations with Israel. He's due to address the UN Security Council later on Tuesday for the first time in nearly a decade. Palestinians have criticized Washington's controversial recognition of Jerusalem as Israel's capital. They claim this disqualifies the U.S. from its traditional role as lead mediator. Senior Palestinian official Nasser al-Qudwa said on Monday that Abbas would be looking for support for a multilateral initiative. In a statement ahead of his visit, Abbas's spokesperson told state media that a new phase of the struggle has started. Let's get you more on that story. I'm joined from Cairo by CGTN's Adel Mahroui. Adel, what's the significance of Mahmoud Abbas's upcoming speech at the UN Security Council?
Well, it's extremely important. It's the first time he speaks to the Security Council since 2009. So we're talking about 9 years here, and it's a rare opportunity through which the Palestinian president will be not just giving the speech to the Security Council, but also he will be holding one-on-one meeting with each of the members of the Security Council. His main purpose is to make the Security Council push forward previous resolutions to recognize a two-state solution and accordingly, of course, an independent Palestinian state. It is not still known if he's going to sit with the U.S. representatives since Trump's announcement to recognize Jerusalem as the capital of Israel and move the U.S. embassy to Jerusalem. President Mahmoud Abbas and the entire Palestinian administration have taken a firm decision against Washington, boycotting any official visits from Pence to Israel when he was planned to meet the president, or even engaging in any talks about the peace plan. It seems that he's continuing the same process and approach in terms of official White House meetings, but it's still about the Security Council. It's still not clear. Most probably he will try to avoid the U.S. representative at the same time. It's the reaction from the United States today after his speech is what is going to be quite interesting.
Well, when Donald Trump first made that controversial announcement on Jerusalem, there was a sense that perhaps this is the time for the Arab world to stand together on the Palestinian issue. Do you think that's what's been happening?
It has happened, and the Arab world has been taking firm position, saying that there will be no compromise about Jerusalem in terms of the negotiations. They hold quite strong to previous Security Council resolution that recognizes East Jerusalem as part of the occupied territories and have encouraged the establishment of a two-state solution on the 1967 borders, which includes East Jerusalem. And Palestinians want that part of the Holy City to become the capital of their independent state. Now, beside that, and beside the firm statements from almost all Arab countries, there hasn't been any further escalation against the United States. So they're staying united. They have the same position towards Jerusalem. But in terms of escalations or taking steps against the United States, which is the strongest ally to most Arab countries, there hasn't been any significant steps taken in that regard.
And we do know, of course, Egypt is a key ally of the United States, but on the Jerusalem matter, Cairo has been standing firm. What can you tell us about that?
Cairo believes that there shouldn't be any further compromise in the Palestinian crisis. Already the Palestinians have moved from disregarding the establishment of Israel and trying to take a position that does not recognize the state of Israel. They are now offering to recognize the state of Israel based on the 1967 borders. So to Cairo, this is already an enough compromise for the Palestinian. And Egypt believes it is crucial to establish an independent state, an independent Palestinian state on the occupied territories, and it believes that this is a key factor in stability, not just to its borders in Gaza between Egypt and the occupied territories, but in the region as well. President al-Sisi in numerous occasions has stressed that the Palestinian crisis is the core issue about the Middle East, and it is why, in his opinion, there are many insecurities and instabilities, and one of the key issues that has been helping extremist groups to radicalize jihadists and recruit more militants. And From that perspective, Egypt believes that once there is a final and a satisfactory solution to the Palestinian state, the entire region would gradually stabilize as the core conflict has been resolved.
All right, Adel Mahri.